Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. I want to start with a question. What's holding you back? Think about it for a second. Why is it that sometimes we know exactly what we need to do, but we don't do it? Why is it that we have big dreams, but we find ourselves stuck in the same cycle of procrastination and excuses? You're not alone. We've all been there. The days when the bed feels just a little too cozy, when the distractions of social media are too tempting, or when the tasks ahead seem so overwhelming that we'd rather put them off until tomorrow. But here's the harsh truth. Tomorrow is never promised. And that tomorrow often becomes a distant dream we never get to chase. Now, let me be clear. Laziness is not your identity. It's not who you are. It's a habit, a state of mind, and a comfort zone that you've allowed to dictate your actions. But deep down, you know you're capable of more. You have the potential to achieve great things. And that's why we're here today, to talk about how to stop being lazy, to break free from that cycle, and to step into your true potential. Let me remind you of something powerful. You were born to do more than just exist. You were born to grow, to thrive, to rise above the obstacles that come your way, and to create a life that truly excites you. Every single day is an opportunity for progress, and it's about time that we take full advantage of that. But here's the problem. Laziness doesn't show up with a warning sign. It doesn't announce itself as a thief of your dreams. No, laziness is sneaky. It shows up as a comfort zone. It whispers, just rest for a little while longer. It tells you can always do it tomorrow. And before you know it, tomorrow becomes the next day, the next week, and eventually it's a year or even longer. And what do you have to show for it? Regret. Time lost, dreams deferred, goals abandoned. The impact of laziness doesn't just stop at missed opportunities. It goes deeper. Laziness chips away at your confidence. It erodes your sense of self-worth. It makes you question whether you're even capable of achieving what you once set out to do. But I'm here to tell you that you are capable. You are far more powerful than the excuses you've been telling yourself. You have within you the strength to change your life. And it starts with making the decision to stop tolerating laziness. So how do we stop being lazy? How do we finally break free from this destructive cycle? It begins with recognizing the cost of laziness, understanding the price we're paying for putting off our dreams and goals. It's about taking control of your mind, your environment, and ultimately your actions. It's about setting yourself up for success bit by bit, day by day, and building momentum that makes laziness a thing of the past. The path to productivity isn't easy. It requires effort, discipline, and commitment. But let me tell you this, it is so worth it. The life you want to live is waiting for you. The person you want to become is right there on the other side of this decision. And I promise you, once you take that first step, it won't be long before you're moving forward faster than you ever thought possible. In the next few minutes, we're going to dive deep into how you can stop being lazy and start being productive. We'll talk about how to break free from the trap of procrastination, how to cultivate the habits that will set you on the path to success, and how to build the momentum that will keep you going even when times get tough. So get ready. Your journey to a more productive, more successful, and more fulfilling life starts now. Let's dive in and make it happen. Recognize the cost of laziness. Let's get one thing straight. Laziness is not your identity. It's a temporary state, a learned habit, a comfort zone that's quietly stealing your potential. But let me tell you this, you were not born to live a life of excuses and procrastination. You were born to rise, to grind, to grow. And deep down you know that. But laziness is tricky. It shows up with a smile. It tells you to relax a little longer. It whispers, you can do it tomorrow. And before you know it, tomorrow becomes next week becomes next month, and suddenly you're stuck in the same place, watching your dreams gather dust while the world moves on. Laziness feeds on comfort, but comfort, if abused, becomes a cage. It might feel good in the moment, but it slowly eats away at your discipline, your energy, your self-worth, and that's the cost most people ignore. Laziness doesn't just waste time. It robs you of confidence, it steals your sense of purpose, it convinces you that you're not capable, not strong enough, not meant for more. But the truth? That's a lie. You are more powerful than your excuses. You are stronger than your impulses. You are built to do hard things. Think about this. Every time you choose laziness over action, you're making a decision. You're choosing to stay stuck instead of moving forward. You're telling your future self, I don't care enough. And you might not say that out loud, but your actions speak louder than words. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to overhaul your life in one day. But you do need to get honest with yourself as the first step to becoming productive. Isn't downloading some new planner or setting 100 goals. It's looking yourself in the mirror and admitting, I've been playing small. I've been choosing easy over growth, and I'm done. Laziness feels good in the moment, but regret lasts a lifetime. You don't want to wake up 5 years from now, stuck in the same cycle, wondering why you didn't take action when you had the chance. Your dreams, they're still waiting for you, but they won't wait forever. If you want to change your life, you've got to stop tolerating your own excuses. You've got to raise your standards and say, I'm not going to live like this anymore. Because once you recognize the cost of laziness, the time lost, the goals abandoned, the version of yourself that never got a chance to shine, you'll finally be ready to fight for something better. And that, right there, is when real change begins. Take control of your mind and environment. Laziness doesn't just come from nowhere. It starts in the mind. Your thoughts become your actions, and your actions become your habits. So if you're constantly feeding your mind excuses, distractions, and negative self-talk, guess what? You're going to act accordingly. Productivity isn't just about doing more, it's about thinking better. You can't expect to become productive if your environment is filled with things that keep you comfortable, distracted, and unmotivated. You can't grow if you're constantly surrounded by noise, clutter, or people who have no ambition. That's why if you want to stop being lazy, you have to take control of two things: your mindset and your environment. Start with your mind. Every morning you get a choice. You can feed your brain reasons why you can't, or you can feed it reasons why you must. You can tell yourself, I'm tired, I'll do it later, or you can say, I don't negotiate with laziness. Champions don't wait until they feel like it. They act regardless of how they feel, because they know discipline is stronger than emotion. Train your mind to focus, eliminate distractions. If scrolling on your phone is the first thing you do when you wake up, change that habit today. Replace it with reading, journaling, goal setting. Anything that sets the tone for progress, because your morning habits shape your mindset for the entire day. Now let's talk about your environment. Your surroundings either pull you forward or hold you back. If your room is a mess, your mind will be too. If your workspace is cluttered, so is your focus. Clean up, organize, create a space that energizes you. A space that says, let's get to work. But it's not just physical space, it's people too. If you hang around lazy people, you'll become one. If the people in your life are constantly complaining, doing the bare minimum, or settling for average, you'll start to think that's normal. But it's not. You need to protect your energy. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, push you, and remind you of your potential. Taking control of your mind and environment isn't always easy, but it's necessary. You can't wait for motivation to show up. You have to create it. And the best way to do that is by putting yourself in a position to win. That means structuring your day, setting small, clear goals, creating a routine that supports your growth, and eliminating anything or anyone that's keeping you lazy. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight, but you do need to start one small shift, one better decision, one day at a time, because once you gain control over your mind and environment, laziness doesn't stand a chance. Take massive action and keep building momentum. Now that you've gained control of your mindset and environment, there's one final crucial step you need to take: action. It's not enough to think positively, clean up your space, or tell yourself that you can do better. You must act. And not just once, you must act consistently. The truth is, action is the antidote to laziness. The longer you delay taking action, the harder it becomes to build momentum. But once you start, it gets easier. The key to overcoming laziness isn't waiting for motivation to strike. It's building momentum by doing something, anything that moves you closer to your goals. It doesn't matter if the action is small at first. Start with something simple. Maybe it's writing down your to-do list. Or maybe it's knocking out a single task you've been avoiding. It doesn't matter how big or small the task is. The key is that you start. As you start achieving small wins, you'll start to feel a shift. The more wins you rack up, the more motivated you'll become, and that momentum will start carrying you forward. It's all about momentum. When you do something, you're telling your brain that this is the direction you're going. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. The more action you take, the bigger the momentum gets, and soon laziness becomes a distant memory. You'll find yourself moving toward your goals at full speed. But don't be fooled, this process doesn't happen overnight. Consistency is key. You can't take one action and expect everything to change. You have to keep showing up. That's where most people fail. They expect instant results, and when they don't see them, they give up. But real productivity is built over time. It's about daily, steady progress. The good news is that every small action you take compounds. That's right. Every little thing you do, even when it feels insignificant, adds up. When you look back after a month, 3 months, or even a year, you'll realize just how far you've come. So here's what you need to do. Create a plan and commit to it. Make sure that every day you're taking action, no matter how small it seems. Start by breaking down your goals into manageable tasks and focus on completing one thing at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself by thinking about everything at once. Take it one step at a time. Also, don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Perfectionism is another form of laziness. There's never going to be a perfect time, so you have to take what you have right now and make the most of it. Perfection doesn't exist, progress does. And when the going gets tough, when you feel yourself slipping back into lazy habits, or when you face setbacks, remind yourself why you started. Revisit your goals, reaffirm your purpose. Remember that success isn't about never failing, it's about getting up every single time you fall. It's about never quitting. When you build momentum, productivity becomes natural, it becomes who you are. You'll look back and wonder why you ever wasted time being lazy, and by then, it'll be second nature to stay on track, keep pushing, and keep getting things done. The most successful people aren't always the smartest, the most talented, or the most privileged. They're the ones who don't stop. They're the ones who keep going, day after day, making progress even when it feels tough. And you can do the same. Take action, keep building momentum, and watch how your life changes.